Hi, this is Jenny from All About Fun and Games. Stay tuned for a solo playthrough of Forbidden Jungle. Forbidden Jungle is a cooperative game of which you can play solo by managing 2 or more characters. I played it both ways and it is a lot of fun. In the game, players have crashed onto a remote moon, completely overgrown and infested with alien creatures. You must discover a portal and surround it with 4 working crystals to escape. There is no way to survive here. Can you do it? To start, players pick the desired layout for the jungle. For a beginner, it is recommended you start with the layout shown. You lay down tiles, unexplored, and place the crystals and starting creatures where shown on the layout card. So you have eggs, adults, hatchlings, and the crystals in the positions shown on the card. And in this layout, players begin on the tile at the bottom, which is Fool's Landing. And I'm going to be the biologist and the explorer. On a turn, you can take up to 4 actions. You can move, then you can remove any creatures, eggs, or hatchlings that are on your tile. Then you can explore, turn over a tile, or you can operate a machine, which different machines are found while during exploring the jungle. And I'll explain all this as I play. And then at the end of your turn, you always pick the threat cards according to your current level. And here's where the trouble starts. Adult hatchlings and eggs and webs can appear at any time. The threat levels can rise, tiles can collapse, and the adult and hatchlings like to move around. And if they move onto your tile, then you can get stung. And too many stings and you're dead, losing the game. You can also lose the game if at any time the tile you are on collapses, which there's a collapse card in the threat cards. And you can also lose if at any time you are required to place an adult, egg, or hatchling or webs and you do not have enough in your supply. So there's lots to keep an eye on, but I'll explain as we play. So let's get to it. So as I said, I'm going to be the biologist, which his action, each character has a special action. And the biologist, as an action, can remove all hatchlings and all the adults from your tile. The explorer, when you do a move action, you may move twice. So I could move 2 places instead of 1. And you put their health at the top. Anytime you get to the skull or the crossbones, you're dead. And if 1 player dies, you all die. We'll begin the threat level in between novice and normal. So we'll start here, which means at the end of the first turn, we have to take 2 threat cards. So let's get playing. So I'll start with the explorer. And while this is used to hold the threat level, I like to use it as which player I'm on. So I'll start with the explorer. So I'll get exploring. We'll go here. We'll turn this tile over. And this is a machine. This is a configurator. What the configurator does, when you're on here, you'll be able to move the crystals around the portal, because the object of the game, which I explained in the introduction, is that you have to find a portal and put 4 working crystals around it in order, like shown. So this configurator will help us do that. So I have 4 actions. So that was 1, 2, and I'll go over here, 3, and I'll explore this. And this is a non-working crystal. So this is a dud. Out of the 6 crystals, 4 are working and 2 are duds. And here's a dud. But this little gear says that I can take an equipment card. So I'll take an equipment card. And these have different actions that you may take. This one says, you may move any adventures that are up to 2 tiles away from you to your tile. So that's the explorer's card, so I'll keep that here. So they were my 4 actions. And now, since we're at threat level 2, I have to take 2 threat cards. So move hatchlings and adults, and they move to red. So on their tiles, you look at where the red dots are, and then you move it accordingly. And if there is no spot, here's the red, and if they can't move, they stay. This is red, they go there. Here's red, they go. Red, red, and red. So that was one, and here's two. The adults spin webs on black. So on all the adult spaces, you put the black, where the black is shown, you place the webs. And again, if there isn't a tile next to it, you don't place. So there we go. So there's the two threats, and now it is the biologist's turn. So we'll go 1, 2, and we'll explore for 3. And it's another dud. So now we know that these 4 crystals are the working ones. We haven't found a portal yet that we need to surround it with, but we do know where the duds are. And this has a gear on it, so the biologist will take a card. When you draw this card, draw another equipment card. And while I have this card in my supply, you may give your other equipment cards to players anywhere on the board at any time for free. Well, that's a good card to have around. And then this one is remove all eggs from your tile and each adjacent tile. And these are the eggs. And you can play these at any time, and these do not count as actions. So that was 1, 2, 3. And I guess I'll move here for my 4th action. We're still on threat level 2, so we'll take 2 cards. So we move hatchlings and adults to yellow. So this is yellow, this is yellow, this is yellow. Yellow goes this way, he can't move. This goes this way, and this guy goes over here. So that was 1, and here's 2. Move hatchlings now and adults to black. So black is here, black is over here, black is here. Hatchlings don't sting, only adults. Black, black. All right, I think I moved them all. And that was the 2 threat cards. And now it is the explorer's turn. All right. So I think we'll go here as 1, we'll explore. It's a destruction switch, which once I'm on here, I can remove any tile and anything on it. So I don't think I'll use that now. I mean, I could use it. There's lots of different portals. What you don't want to do is ever get rid of anything that you may need, but there's multiple portals. And there's also multiple configurators and things like that in here. So I could get rid of this because he is in danger of getting stung if he moves, and I have to pick 2 threat cards. And I'm okay, I might get rid of a portal or something, but there's multiple portals. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this card. Get rid of that. Let's see what it destroyed. So it was a tunnel and a portal, but okay, there's lots of them. I also want to get rid of these duds. And basically because when you pick threat cards, these creatures can come through on nests and tunnels. So if I get rid of them, they can't come on. They can't come here. So I got rid of that, and I'm gonna go 2, 3. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those. And I'm going to go here. So that was my 4th move. We're on threat level 2, so we picked 2 cards. So collapse. So remove the lowest numbered tile and everything on it, which this happens to be number 1. It's our Fool's Landing. So that's gone. And now we have to be careful because the next time we get this card, our destruction switch will disappear. And there's only 2 of these, and they're very helpful to get rid of tiles so you can easily move the crystals around. But as of now, that's here. We've got a whole deck to go through, so we're in good shape. So that was my first threat card, and our second threat card is adults spin webs on the red. And what the webs are is that you cannot move through these, so they hinder your movement. Okay, we only have 2 adults, and they both spun webs on red. Okay, now it's the biologist's turn. Hatchlings can grow up to be adults, so I think we'll go ahead as one action. We'll remove him. We'll explore. So it's a compeller. A compeller, what the compeller does, and I'll just read it, is you can move all hatchlings and adults on one tile to an adjacent tile. So if I wanted to use this action, I could move this adult over here. I could compel them to go to an adjacent tile. And that's good if you want to destroy a tile or if a player's there to get rid of them. Okay, but this did have an equipment card. So this is a jetpack. Move to any tile and one adventurer on your current tile may come along with you. And so these are good for the ending or for anything. So that was, I removed a hatchling, I explored. So I guess it's 3. I'll move for 3 and I'll explore for 4. And it's another compeller. And I do get another equipment card. Peek under 2 tiles that do not have any eggs, hatchlings, adults, or webs on them. Okay, well, we know this is a good crystal. But to save time, we might not need to explore here. So let's see what this is. I'm going to go ahead and play this card. So this is a tunnel portal. Remember that, tunnel portal. And we'll see what this one is over here. And this is another configurator. So we might not need to go here. What number is it? 6. And this is 9. Which is nice to know because as you're destroying tiles, you don't want to get a portal that's too low of a number, or else you might destroy the portal that you're working towards. I've done that before. Okay, so that was my 4th move. We're at threat level 2 still. So grow, turn all hatchlings into adults. So this guy will turn into an adult. And that's the only hatching we have. And then hatchlings emerge. Add 1 hatchling to each tunnel. So we got rid of the tunnels, so we don't have any tunnels that we need to do. And it is the explorer's turn. Okay, he's gonna move, he's gonna explore first. Let's see what he has. Okay, so we found our first portal, which is number 8, tile 8, which is okay. What was this portal's number? This portal number was number 9. And we know this is, so it might be good to use this one instead. Okay, so that was the first action. I'll use my ability, which when I move, I can move twice. So I can move over here. When you go onto a tile with an adult, you don't get stung. You only get stung when an adult moves to you. So that was, I explored, I moved. I'm going to remove him. That's 3. And I'm going to explore. And it's a nest. But it does have an equipment card. So you may take 3 additional actions on your turn. And that was my 4th move. We're still at threat level 2. So I'll take 2 threat cards. Eggs discovered. Add 1 egg to each nest. All right, so we have a nest here. We have a nest here. And that's it. And adults spin webs on yellow. So we have these 2 adults up here. They spin here and over here, so he won't spin. And it is the biologist's turn. All right. I think we'll go, we know this is working, and a lot of times these have tunnels, nests, or portals on them. So there's no sense opening them up because as you saw, eggs can come through on nests. So we'll go ahead and leave that closed. So I'll go 1, 2, and let's see. As an action, remove all the hatchlings and all adults from your tile. I can't do that, so 1, 2, I'll remove the egg and I'll remove the web. because you can't explore unless it's clear. So I'll prepare that tile to explore my next turn. All right, we're at threat level 2 still. Move hatchlings and adults to blue. So we don't have any hatchlings, and we have this adult can go up here to this blue, and this moves over here. And the threat rises, and I shuffle. So you don't shuffle all the cards, you just shuffle the discard pile. So these will all be ready to come again, which is another collapse card, and we only found one destroy switch. And you put the shuffled pile under those, and we don't forget to move the threat level. We're still at 2. And it's the explorer's turn. We know this is a portal. And it's 9. And we know this is a working crystal. It would be great to find another configurator. There's multiple ones of these, which we know there was one over here. But I think as an explorer, I'm gonna go here because I can move twice. I'm gonna remove this egg, so that's 2. I'm gonna explore. And it's a nest portal, number 7. So that's 3 moves. I would really like to find a configurator and start moving these around. I think I'm gonna go here as my 4th move. I can move twice. And we'll leave it at that. And I'm at threat level 2. So we spawn 1 egg next to each adult. So we have 2 adults, an egg goes beside it. And I said, hatch, turn all eggs into hatchlings. The biologist's turn. So let's explore. All right, here's a configurator. We can start moving some of these around. Okay, if we use this portal, or we could use this portal. Okay, so we can move this tile. We know it's a working crystal, and we can move it 1, and it would break the web. We're gonna need there, and in order to move a tile, it has to stay next to another tile. So I could actually not, I do need another working crystal here. And I cannot move this here to move down here. So I think I'm gonna move this one. So that would be 2, 3. This character is working this machine, so he moved this one over, and then up. So that's 3 moves. So we'll need to get this crystal here and this crystal here, and then all our characters need to be in the middle. It has to be clear, and then we can operate the machine and win. So that was 3. So I could move him. Let's do that. That breaks the web goes away, and I can move him here so it gives a clean shot for him to go here. So that's 4 moves of him. And we're at threat level 2, so we pick through 2 threat cards. Adults emerge. Add 1 adult to each portal. So we have a portal here and a portal here. And the adults spin webs, so towards blue. So we have blue here, we have blue this way, which we won't put on, and then blue this way. Okay, that was the biologist. Now that's the explorer's turn. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and explore this tile. It's a configurator. So I could move this over here. So that would be 1. We can move this all the way down. That would be 2. when I move, I can move twice. I was gonna say I was gonna move here and get rid of them as that would be 3 and 4, but I have to worry about this guy. This guy could come down here and sting me. I do have 3 health, so I could risk it. It depends whether the adults move towards red. We haven't picked that card yet. I'm gonna go ahead and risk it. I'm gonna move, so that would be 3, and I'm gonna remove this guy, which would be my 4th. Now, if we get red, if the hatchlings or the adults move towards red, I could get stung. But let's see. All right, so we're at threat level 2, so we have 2 cards. The threat rises. So we're at threat level 3. And the hatchlings move towards blue, so we got lucky. Well, he could still move for these cards. So hatchlings go, so it stays there, it's blue. These guys go up here. These guys move over here, and this hatchling moves over this way. All right, and then it's this person's turn. So there are other destroyer switches and tunnels. I haven't found any tunnels yet that you could move from tunnel to tunnel, and you wouldn't have to move one tile each time, but I haven't found that yet. And I'd like to get down here. All right, well, let's go here and explore. So that's 1, 2, okay, it's the workshop. And the workshop has 2 equipment cards, so I can pick 2 equipment cards. So I can set a trap, remove all hatchlings from your tile and each adjacent tile. And I get another card and another jetpack. So move to any tile. 1 adventurer on your current tile may come along for the ride. So I have 2 jetpacks. And I do have this card here. When it's in my supply, you may give your other equipment cards to players anywhere on the board at any time for free. So since I have 2, I'm going to go ahead and give it to my explorer in case he ever needs it. So that was 1, 2, I explored. Well, I don't know if I want to risk it. So let's actually use this jetpack. Let's move to this tile, and then as an action, I can remove all hatchlings and all of the adults from your tile. So I'm going to jetpack over here, and then I'm going to remove those so I don't have to risk a sting. So that would have been 1, 2. These can be used at any time, and they don't count as actions. So I would have moved here, used that. So I've got 1 more action. I guess I might as well go ahead and explore. Get that in working order, because they need to be turned over in order to activate the portal. And we're at threat level 3, so now I need to take 3 cards. So move hatchlings and adults to the black. So this will move black. Okay, that would be over here, so they can't move. These guys are down here, and they go to black. Move hatchlings and adults to the yellow. So yellow's up here for them, and yellow's down here for those. So they move over here. And adults spin webs onto red. So the adult red and adult red. So there are no webs come. Okay. So the explorer goes. So we need this. So in order to win, we need this crystal down here, all of them turned over, and this portal empty in order to win. Okay, as a turn, as an ability, I can move more than 1 tile. So I'm gonna go here as 1 move, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna get rid of those. And I'm going to play this time throttle. You may take 3 additional actions on your turn. So I have 3 more actions to take. And I'm concerned that there's going to be the collapse card in this pile. This is number 2. We don't have another one. So in order to move this, we need to clear a path in order to get it over here. So I'm going to we don't need anything. We just need a configurator and move this crystal over here in order to win the game. So I'm going to destroy this tile, which was the other destroying switch. I'm going to destroy this tile, which was another compeller. And I'm going to destroy this tile, which is the workshop. And that was my additional moves. All right, we're at threat level 3. Adult spin webs on yellow. So here we have one adult, yellow's up there. Move hatchlings and adults red. So here's a red, nothing here. And red is over this way so they don't move. And the adults spin webs onto black. And black is over here so we don't spin anything. All right, so now it's the biologist's turn. And if he can get to the configurator, he can move this down and over. We turn it up, and that's the goal. So I think we'll do that. He doesn't have a jetpack or anything. So he's gonna move 1, 2, 3, and we can only move this down. It has to be adjacent to a tile, and it is. And that was his 4th move. I can do this trap. So hatchlings can grow into adults. So in order to make sure that doesn't happen, I could play this card. Remove all hatchlings from your tile and each adjacent tile. So I might as well play that to keep him from not growing up. And we are at threat level 3. So we need 3 cards. The threat rises and shuffle. Collapse. All right, the next lowest is the destroy switch. So this card, but as long as I can move onto an adjacent tile, I'm okay. And I'm gonna move this way so I don't we have a configurator over here in order to move this. And the other threat card is grow all hatchlings into adults. So these 2 hatchlings will grow into 2 adults. I don't think we have any others. All right, so now it is the explorer's turn. As an ability, he can move twice, so he'll go here. He'll move this over here. So that's 1, 2, 3. We have to operate, we have to explore, we have to turn these over. So that was his 4th move. And we have to draw the 3 threat cards. Hatchlings emerge. Add 1 hatchling to each tunnel. So this was a tunnel that we turned over. And there are no other tunnels. Eggs discovered. Add 1 egg to each nest. So this is a nest, this is a nest, this is a nest, this is a nest. And adults spin webs onto red. So here's the adults, and they can't spin any webs over there. Okay, it is the biologist's turn. So we have to turn these over, get rid of this egg, and then operate the machine. All right, so if I go 1, 2, I'm gonna play this card, remove all eggs from your tile and each adjacent tile. So that doesn't count as a turn. Actually, let me move here first. So that would be 3. I'll play the card and then I can remove both eggs from my tile and in each adjacent tile. So that was 1, 2, and then I played the card. And I'm just gonna stay there. I can't explore, but I wanna be at the portal because all players have to be at the portal in order to win. So we'll take 3 threat cards. Oh. Adults spin webs on yellow, which that's up there. Move hatchling and adults to blue, the blue direction. So that goes there. And this hatchling actually goes down here, the blue direction. Move hatchlings and adults to red. So red, and this will go back up here because that's red. All right, let's see whether we can win here. So as an ability, I'll move twice. I'll explore. We have 4 working crystals. I'll go back here and operate the machine and we win the game. There was one card, there was one type of machine that we never did find. Okay, we know this was the configurator. And there's another tunnel, the electivier. So if this tile, whenever you have this in play, if ever a creature would move onto it, it would immediately be electrified and killed. So there we go. So there's the game of Forbidden Jungle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here at All About Fun and Games.